There we go.
All right. Are all of you still able to see my screen, or do I need to reshare? I probably need to
You have to
reshare.
reshare, yep.
Yep. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, you can see my screen now?
Yes.
Very good. All right, hello everybody, welcome. So we're gonna get to the right slide though. So our topic for this roundtable, we've got a video to watch, but they call it the secret sauce of Cub Scouting, but it's really what are the ingredients that makes a successful unit and a successful pack. And so we have a short video to watch. Part of this video actually covers the SAFE guidelines that Elizabeth went through. So we're actually gonna pause and skip that portion when we get to it. So even though it says it's 7 minutes long, we're not going to watch all 7 minutes of that video. And then we have some things to discuss from that video. And the whole idea of this is to share ideas and get ideas from others so that we can all get better at what we're doing. All right, so. All right. Is everybody able to see the screen with the video?
Yep.
Queued up here? Okay. Very good. All right, here we go.
Think about the term common factor. In math, common factors are numbers that are the same across another set of numbers. You can even determine the greatest common factor. For example, the numbers 12, 18, and 24 have the common factors of 1, 2, 3, and 6. Taking the common factor approach, we ask the question, if we take a group of packs that have a high number of families that join and stay each year, are there commonalities that each of those packs have that make them successful? Welcome to Roundtable as we dive into the common factors of successful units, or what we like to call the secret sauce of Cub Scouting. A study conducted by the research department in the BSA did just that. You may be surprised that it had nothing to do with those things that we may have thought makes for a successful program. For example, it has nothing to do with how many campouts your pack does, or even if you hold a Pinewood Derby. What we are saying is that those things are not common among all successful packs. There are successful packs that don't go camping, and there are ones that may not do a Pinewood Derby or do one that's not a big deal. So those activities are not common factors among all those packs. Now the good news is that there are just 3 things that all successful packs have in common. In fact, the study is true for Scouts BSA troops and older youth programs too. These 3 common things, when combined, make up the secret sauce of successful scouting programs. Just like the ingredients for a recipe, the order you combine your ingredients in is important. So get your recipe card out, and as we walk through how to make the secret sauce. All right, step 1 is to keep it safe. Scouts and their parents expect all scouting activities to be conducted safely. To ensure the safety of participants, the BSA expects leaders to use 4 points of SAFE, or SAFE, when delivering the scouting program. If you have not learned by now, one of the things that we love.
All right, so we're going to skip ahead a little bit here because this is what Elizabeth already covered a little bit earlier. So we're going to go to, let's see if I can see it.
Environment for changing conditions that could affect safety. The SAFE checklist is a tool to help you with safe activities, but there's more to creating a safe environment. Ensure that your pack promotes a culture where each youth, volunteer, and parents feels a sense of belonging, and builds your community where every person feels respected and valued. It's also part of keeping it safe. if you're using the SAFE checklist and your pack has a safe and welcoming environment, you can move on to the next ingredient. And the second ingredient is simply do the program. The vehicle for delivering scouting is the program, and we know that our program works. A study conducted by Tufts University was able to measure positive character development growth by youth who participate in our program. It works because the curriculum and the methods contain key factors that have shown to have long-term positive impact on youth. Using the Cub Scout program as designed and utilizing all the methods to program delivery is a common ingredient among all highly successful packs. So, how do you know if you're doing the program? Well, it's actually very straightforward. There's two questions you can ask. What book are you in, and what page are you on? This isn't a metaphor. It's a literal question. If what you're doing isn't in an actual current official Cub Scout publication, it's not part of our program. The last ingredient now to the secret sauce, once you've got the first two in, is to make it meaningful. It's the thing that makes you feel important, that you're part of something unique and unparalleled. Everyone has different reasons for feeling personally connected, and those reasons for feeling that way can change over time. People should feel a constant level of meaning in their scouting experience, and that they have lots of opportunities to feel special. Okay, now that all sounds great, but what can you do to make it meaningful? Think about your pack as a community. We recommend you watch the Cub Scout Live episode on the Scouting Magazine Facebook page titled Creating a Pack Community. It was recorded on February 12th of 2021. This episode will help you understand the things you can do to make it meaningful. All right, now you have the three ingredients for the special sauce of scouting. The key is that this is not a one and done recipe. It needs to be continually used and repeated often. All right, now it's your turn. Consider these questions to spark a conversation with your fellow leaders.
And I do have those questions on a slide, so we're going to go back to the slideshow. Okay, so we'll kind of just do this as a round robin, and I'll go around, and as I see you, we'll try to answer some of these questions just so that we can share ideas. So the first one there is keeping it safe, right? So what is one thing that your pack or a pack you've been involved in has done? What's kind of the one thing that you feel you do or must do at each activity to keep things safe? So the first one I see on my screen is Brenda.
We're always wearing our face masks when we are together, especially indoors.
All right, so that's kind of a COVID one, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right, very good. How about the next one I see is Sarah. Sarah Davis.
Yeah, so we have like a list of like housekeeping things that we talk about, and I have a speaker behind me too who wants to talk. Yeah, like housekeeping things such as like no running in the building, and we have our meetings at an American Legion, and they have a display, like a museum type display, so it's, you know, talking with the kids about this is you know, for only looking at, no touching, being respectful of other people's things, that type of thing. So yeah.
All right, great. So kind of going over the ground rules, and that sounds like that's something that everybody's aware of at every activity, which is great. How about Mike from Pack 61?
Usually, especially when we're doing anything with any kind of tools or anything, like, you know, we made some little toolboxes, and so at the beginning of any meeting, we always just have a discussion of, you know, where the dangerous things can be that we need to be aware of, and, you know, eyeglasses and all that kind of stuff whenever we're doing anything that requires anything of that nature.
Very good. How about David? You're on mute, David. There we go.
Done pretty much the things the others have come up with. It's kind of keeping an eye on the kids and making sure we know where they are all the time, I guess, for one of our things for safety.
Yeah, that's definitely important. Tom, how about you?
We have the good fortune of being able to meet in a parochial school gym. So that allows us to keep everybody in the same room and multiple eyes on the different activities going on, and just maintaining a safe environment. We have all the resources that are available in the school, in the gym, to ensure, like fire extinguishers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, having that safety equipment ready and available and knowing where it is and how to use it.
Right.
Definitely important. Elias.
Well, I'm not exactly involved in a pack, but in past, just making sure that the kids know their place and where they're not supposed to be, and just making sure that extra eyes are kind of watching behaviors.
Yeah, great points. I see Kate next. Hi, Kate. You're muted, Kate. You're on mute. Yep.
Okay, I'm just nodding, and I would agree with most of what has been stated thus far. I think stating the expectations, making sure that they're known to all families through our handbook. Somebody had mentioned masks. I would agree with that. That's something else that has been communicated to our families. So yeah, I just think letting people know what the expectations are, both families and scouts.
Great. All right, I see Margaret. Any thoughts?
I'm not with a pack presently.
Okay.
One quick thought on safety
Yep.
that you also can do as a pack leader to help maintain a safe environment is kind of setting the standard that if somebody is involved as an adult, that they're registered. If somebody's serving especially if they're serving in a volunteer role, anything beyond just being a parent that's present, having that person be registered so that a criminal background check occurs and we can kind of maintain that safe environment of being able to do what we say we do in terms of all of our adults active in scouting, having gone through a appropriate screening process.
Right. And that they've done youth protection as well and are aware of all of those guidelines.
Correct.
And following them. Right. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that our pack does at all, especially our outdoor activities, is we utilize the buddy system. Right. If scouts are going to be even to leave the cabin to go to the bathroom, they need to have a buddy with them just for that extra accountability, which I think helps with that. Okay, so next we have
Matt,
yeah.
I have a quick question. I ran across something a little while ago, I think even at the Scout office, about setting up a behavioral agreement or something like that, or behavioral guideline that parents sign off on. Does anybody do that?
That's a really good question. Are there
sound like it.
are there any packs out there that are doing that? I think some troops have have kind of a behavior contract or a guidelines that they have scouts and parents sign off. Any packs doing that currently?
Not mine.
Sometimes
I
it's
think
called
ours is
code of conduct.
That's
sorry,
it, code of conduct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours is kind of in that parent handbook, but I don't think that's a bad idea. Schools are using it, even in elementary schools with the kids, and that's less behavior based. But again, like even the young child can understand what my job is, what my leader's job is, and what my parents' job is. So it's not a bad idea to have something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of follows like something that you would find in an athletic code, or my middle school child just joined science club, and we had to fill out kind of that code of conduct conduct with the athletes. I'm sorry, which the athletes use. So yeah, I think families are familiar with it, so it's not a bad idea.
Definitely. Definitely. One thing I know we also try to model in these monthly roundtables is to include a safety minute, right? That one of the things that we do every month, and we definitely encourage PACs to do that as part of your monthly PAC meeting. And it could be related to your theme for the month or whatever. And it doesn't have to be complex, something really simple, but just to keep safety in mind at all times. Okay, any other thoughts on safety before we move to the next one? All right, so the second one is was kind of do the program, right? So we could talk program for a really long time. So to keep it a little bit simple, what I'd like you to do is try to think of like, what's the one thing that your PAC does that's part of your program that your families really enjoy the most. And so right now I see Tom first on my screen, so we'll start with you.
I think when we've done projects like making ornaments for the American Legion to pass out during Christmas dinner, or things like that, flags, planting flags in the cemetery, I think those things have been really popular with parents.
Great.
Because it involves them too.
Absolutely. That kind of gets to our next point. Kate, how about your PAC?
I think the things in our PAC that our families have found the most enjoyable are things that families might do anyway. Like we do the haunted, or I don't know what it's, the corn maze, but tubing out at Fort McCoy. It's those events, and so it's hard to separate them. I think it's those outdoor events that we're doing together. I think they enjoy seeing their kids interacting with other kids. They enjoy the outdoors themselves. And we just have a variety of things throughout the year that offer involvement.
Yeah, it's always fun to do more of those things with a group instead of just, your family all the time. And it gives people a chance to connect and families a chance to connect, which is important. Mike, how about your PAC?
As you say, the things I get the most comments and excitement out of whenever we do any kind of like a woodworking project, like those toolboxes, or we made birdhouses. Those usually seem to get the most response out of whenever we're doing something hands-on like that.
Yeah, hands-on is kind of the name of the game with elementary kids, right? So great idea. How about David? What about your PAC?
Yeah, I think we haven't done that many things as a group since I've been with the PAC, but the Pinewood Derby, and we did ice fishing a year ago that went over really good.
All right, excellent. Brenda, I know you're not technically with the PAC anymore, but that's a recent change. So how about you?
One of the things that we do is every PAC meeting, we hand out the awards for the kids, and they really enjoy that a lot, and the families enjoy it too. So that's one thing that we do.
Yeah, making sure that they get that recognition for their hard work, right?
Yep. Yes.
Elias, what have you seen that seems to be kind of some of the more popular or the more popular activities? Maybe Elias stepped away. All right, how about Sarah?
Well, as a new Cub Master, I haven't had the privilege of a bunch of activities with our PAC yet. However, we just did like a flag ceremony where all of the scouts got to practice doing the flag ceremony during our last PAC meeting. And it was the scouts like really got into it way more than I even thought they would. And the parents were really into it, and they were doing everything with the scouts too. So it was really, really fun to watch, and I'm glad that they had so much fun. And I'm looking forward to doing so many more activities with them. And thank you all for your suggestions, because I'm going to put these to use.
That's great. Earlier this year, we did a similar thing with our pack, and we had the older scouts from the troop came in and helped lead that, and that was a really neat experience to see the young kids looking up to those older scouts, teaching them how to do a proper flag ceremony. So that was pretty neat. All right, the next one is making it meaningful, and the video referenced that Facebook page from Scouting Magazine. I actually just learned about that by watching that Facebook page, by watching the video. I definitely recommend that you check that out and like it, because there's a lot of content that's on there. I think there's a weekly like webinar or something that they do for specific to Cub Scouts. You know, some of it might be Pinewood Derby or how to plant a blue and gold or things like that. So there's a lot of good resources on that Facebook page. I did watch that video just to kind of prep for this, and so that we don't have to watch it was like a 45-minute video. But these are some of the main ideas that they talked about in terms of creating your pack community, right? So they really made an emphasis on making sure all family members are included. And I heard that from a couple of you as you were speaking, right? It's more fun if the parents are involved, also including siblings and things like that, and some of those fun events like Pinewood Derbies and campouts, really getting everybody in the family involved. And, you know, making it fun for parents as well as the scouts, right? The parents are the ones that get them there. And so if it's fun for the parents, they're going to come, and the scouts are going to want to come, and they're going to stay more connected. One thing they really emphasized was they talked about how their packs sometimes just offer unstructured playtime for their scouts. They make sure that it's safe. You know, it's in a place where they can observe what scouts are doing, but just fun to have time outdoors, because it's fun for the scouts. It gives parents some downtime where they can just talk and connect and not have to be running an event or teaching a skill or doing something like that. And it also, they mentioned that it helps with the line of parents that you have maybe at the end of a pack meeting that are there to ask questions. This kind of gives an informal setting for those questions to occur. Learning about your families, there's a number of ways to do that. There's family talent surveys that are available, even just having informal conversations or kind of social gatherings, maybe not a scouting gathering, but a social gathering where you have other members of your pack together just to get to know them. They emphasized being welcoming to your new families, especially, you know, not assuming that all families have a scouting background. Some of them haven't really bought into scouting, and they're here because their kid heard about it at school and they're trying it out, but they may not know, right? So explain everything. Some families don't know how to set up a tent, right? So when you're explaining it to the scouts, explain it to the parents as well. Demonstrate those things. And kind of avoid, they talked about trying to avoid the kind of the clickiness that can happen. You know, sometimes we as leaders know people that have been around for a while, but avoid that so that it's welcoming to all. They talked about, instead of having a pack committee meeting every month, calling it a parent meeting. And so all parents are involved, all parents can be invited. And of course, food always brings us together, right? It always builds community, whether we're preparing it, whether we're eating it. And so that's a good way to build community as well. I see that our breakout is going to be closing here in a moment. So we don't really have time to discuss this, but is there any other thoughts in the last 30 seconds here for the good of the cause?
I was just going to say perfectpotluck.com is a really great way to do food, because especially if your families have to eat before a meeting anyway, perfectpotluck.com, you can have everybody bring something.
All right, awesome. Sounds like a good resource. All right, well, thank you, everyone. We're going to head back to the main session where we'll have some council updates, get you some information, and then get everyone on their way. All right, hello, everyone. Welcome back. Do we have everyone from Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA now?
We should have everyone, yes.
We should have everyone. Okay. I'm gonna start sharing again. Okay, so we are to the portion of Roundtable where we have some updates for you, some upcoming dates and upcoming events to get on your calendar. So first of all, it's time to start really getting geared up for scouting for food. So we've got some information there. Zach or Morgan, do you want to give a little quick overview of what units should be doing?
Yeah, so we've got a Google Doc that we're going to send out to all the units that's broken up by the 6 different communities, and then even broken up beyond that into kind of the different cities that all of our units are located. So to use Holman as example, there's 4 slots in there for the 2 packs and the 2 troops, and you guys will be able to decide what date you want to go in Holman. So that way you guys are kind of on a unified front for any sort of promotion or anything like that within the town. And then you guys can kind of work together on what areas you're going to cover as well within that town. So look for that link to be sent out. And I would say just work with those units within your communities to cover as much of the area as you can. Be strategic about it and kind of come at it with a unified front. When you guys have that date, let myself or Morgan know how many stickers you're going to need and what that date is. So that way we can get the labels prepped for you guys. So it'll be just like last year, the yellow sticky notes. The label will have the specific information for your community on when to set out the food. So you just put the sticky note on the door instead of the bags. And then the next week you would go back and pick up the food.
All right, awesome. Okay, Friends of Scouting, Joe, or is somebody else going to take this one?
We'll just touch on this real quick. We mentioned this last month. There's a form and an online process where you can submit your date. We're freshening things up with this program a little bit this year. Important things to know: any money that's raised stays local, and it does help us to build scouting further in terms of funding different recruiting resources, no cost handbooks for our newest members, some of the different technology items that are out there as well. You got a few more weeks to get a date scheduled if you want to try and get in on that incentive, which provides for your unit a free night of camping and a Decorah campsite, or a buy one get one pass to use one of the lodges.
Great, thanks, Joe. All right, so training. We do have some volunteers that completed training recently. So thank you to those people. Shout out to them. We've got a Leave No Trace coming up. Tim, are you on? Do you have more information about this other than what we see?
We're camping regardless of the weather. That's my comment.
Okay, good to know.
Registration's live, right, Tim?
Registration is live.
Awesome.
Okay, very good. All right, we do have several things on the calendar coming up for training, and we're going to just leave the slide here to give you the dates, but we do have some special announcements for NYLT and Wood Badge. So Scott, I know you were on before. Are you still on for NYLT?
Yeah, I'm still here, and I don't know that I've got a special announcement. I just want to get it on your radar. And promise Tim Matting that he's just about to get the consolidated information for the webpage. So hopefully we'll have a webpage active in the next few weeks. And we've got the staff together. It's a great staff. As Kelly Wild had said, we get a lot of folks returning, so a lot of experience there. And I think we're looking forward to a really good week in June this year. New curriculum, so get your leaders trained.
All right.
And I'll be back next month with more.
Great, thanks, Scott. Wood Badge, is Alan on to do this one, or Zach, were you going to do this one?
Thought I saw Al, but if he's not able, I can touch base here. So Wood Badge, for those that don't kind of know what Wood Badge is, it's the kind of like the pinnacle training for adults in scouting. You can learn a lot of different skills through this program. Sometimes your company will even pay for you to attend this, so keep that in mind. And if you do come across that situation, let me know and I will work with your company to make sure everything's kind of paid for. But come on out, you'll get, you'll learn about the Cub Scout program the first weekend. You'll kind of learn more about the Scouts BSA the second weekend. And you kind of like a Cub Scout at first, then you transfer over to the troop and you kind of get to see how those are supposed to run properly by being an actual participant in those programs. So it's really unique training, really fun training. You're only cool if you're a buffalo. No, I'm just kidding. You get a different critter listed. So I'm a buffalo. I went through the training in 2019 and I had a blast, and I would recommend it to any of your leaders out there.
Great. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, really, really unique training because you get to experience scouts firsthand as a scout, but also get some great leadership skills and training as well.
You get to act like a kid for 2 weekends. So
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. For the other training things here, you can always check the Gateway Scouting Training website. Registrations will be available on those and more information as we get closer to some of these dates. All right, how about membership team?
I don't know if Brenda wants to quickly highlight this.
Yes, I can do this. So what we're doing is we are working on putting up a my son was talking to me, so he got me off my train of thought. We are setting 2 dates where PACs and troops people could come in and learn some advertising opportunities and ways to recruit new people into the PACs. And we're gonna set this up booth style with displays, materials, best practices, best ways to get those people to come in and join your PACs. And the dates are March 15th and March 21st. Zach, you're still going to set up a sign-up sheet to get that March 21st date, right?
Correct. So if you follow that link below, you can fill out the form on that page and select what date you want to attend. And based off of kind of the attendance on March 21st, we'll really kind of identify where that location is going to be. So March 15th will be at Camp Decorah, and then based off of who's registering, we might do something at another location. So
yep,
that is
come
live.
out. Yes, come out and learn how to recruit.
Quick comment on this. I just saw I'm setting up for the big outdoor show down at the lacrosse center today. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with things that look like that, or maybe in the home shows or other things like that. I want you to kind of visualize how you can do a similar type display for scouting. And that's all about what we're going to be sharing with units,
Yes.
and new materials that you can kind of check out in terms of, professional quality displays, tablecloths, handouts, giveaways. So really trying to up our image in the community as we get present at these different events. And we're going to need help from everybody, troops included, as we improve our visibility and get more people involved in scouting.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, I know we covered this the last time, but there is a new date for the Ice Fishing Derby and a new cost. Joe, any other information to share about this one?
Registration's still open online, and weather looks warm for Saturday.
I was gonna say, and I'll be there in a little bit prior to get you guys signed in, and if you have not paid yet, and then to get your patch as well.
Are all of the supplies provided?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and food. They have food
Okay.
and prizes and all the fishing stuff that you need. They'll have. They'll be drilling the holes
Thank
as
you.
well. So.
Sounds like a good deal for $2.
Yep.
There's also a warm-up shelter that is supposed to be open, so if they get cold, they can go inside.
Okay. Yep.
All right, very good. All right, the Wood Badge celebration dinner.
Yeah, I'll
Lisa
take this
or-
one again, Matt.
Okay,
So Wood Badge celebration dinner, anybody that's taken the course. So again, if you take the course, you get put into this pristine club as well. February 19th at the First Lutheran Church in Onalaska. I believe we're having turkey and mashed potatoes, and I made sure that there was gravy on the menu for that evening as well. So there's going to be some good food. There's always a little bit of an auction as well with some fun items to be bought as well. So come on down, bring some cash, come in for some fun, for some camaraderie, and kind of share some memories of taking that wood badge course.
All right, very good. Okay, OA Fun Day and popcorn recognition. Was Kevin on, or I know we did this one the last time?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know we did last time, so just last reminder to get your scouts, any airmen signed up, they get to attend for free. And then for any of our sellers who sold over $1,000, they should have got an email from me about the event. So I'll send out some more a reminder and some details tomorrow on that. So if you have any scouts that didn't hear about it that sold over $1,000, please get them in touch with me. But them and their families will get to come for free.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
You want to do this one too?
Yep. Yeah. So coming up just under 2 weeks from now, on the 23rd, we got Frank Winters coming. It's one of our largest fundraisers. We still have room for auction items. So thanks to those who help support by donating. We have, I think, close to 50 items so far. So any experiences, gift cards, sporting tickets, it's all appreciated. And then we're also looking for airmen to help out with the event that night. And then I know we have Troop 168 helping with flags. So if you have any airmen interested in volunteering, just have them shoot me an email with another leader or parent on that email as well.
All right, great. A new date for Polar Day Camp as well. Any other information with this one, Zach?
Registration is fixed and live. And we're just going to have an afternoon session from 1 to 5 p.m. on the 26th. So mark that on your calendar and come on out. We'll have some, 4 or 5 different stations to rotate through and have some fun.
All right. And then these are events just to get on your calendar. If we're not going to give a lot of information, but we've got the scouting recognition event at the end of March, Beaver Day later on in April. And our goal is to in the interest of time in future roundtables is we're going to do updates and announcements for things that are about a month out. And then things that are a little further out, we're just going to give you the dates so you have those, but we're not going to spend as much time so that we can keep things moving along and get you out of here on time. But you can always find information about these events at Gateway Scouting and use the search box up at the top to look for the page with information. All right, we are excited to unveil the new logo for the Centennial. And we also have, there's kind of a website that's been set up for that. Tim, do you want to give us a little overview of what people can find on that website? What content will be there in the coming months?
Okay, if you go to the welcome page right now, I'll just draw your attention. There will be a blog there where you can read about on a weekly basis all the different things that are happening and drawing attention to things on the website or maybe things that are happening at camp. And at the bottom, there will be a bunch of links that take you off to other pages to explore. So the Gateway Centennial will be multiple pages, not just this one.
All right, very good. And one of those events that you can explore is the Spring Camporee coming up May 6th, 7th, and 8th. And we do have another video installment from our Camporee weatherman to show. So I just need to head over to my other screen. This is the Centennial page that Tim was explaining. But here is another weatherman installment.
Hey y'all, Alan Abrahamson, your 100th anniversary weatherman. What? 100th anniversary? What's the 100th anniversary? Well, I'm glad you asked. All right, well, this May 6th, 7th, and 8th, Gateway Area Council will celebrate its 100th anniversary. We were formed as a council way back in 1921. What? Oh, you ask? Well, this is 2022. Well, yeah, there's this nasty bug going around back in 2021, and we decided not to celebrate our 100th anniversary then. I ask you, do you have some patches and other scouting memorabilia at home that is just screaming, hey, show me to someone? Well, have I got a place for you? As you can see, behind me is Hagerman Hall. Because this is such a historical landmark of Camp Decorah, it will be home to the Gateway Area Council Memories Project. Bring your memorabilia to Hagerman Hall for the anniversary, and it will be seen by thousands of people that are coming here to camp to see the history of scouting right in their own back door. We can set up a whole table for you to display your stuff on. Hey, if you got a box of rocks and it says something about scouting, it will be welcomed here. Like I said, thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of people will be converging on Camp Decorah, from experienced scouters like me, right on down to the new Lion Den Scouts and their family members, who would love to see what scouting was like in the dim, dark ages. Even people will be coming from the general public to see this stuff. We will have armed security protecting your stuff here at Hagerman. Armed security? Yeah, back in my days, I used to be a security guard, and I can reprise that role at any time. And hey, I do have 2 arms. Ging gang, gooly, 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 what the ging gang, goo, ging gang, oh, well, hey, I can't forget about the campfire stage show. We are planning on filling up the campfire bowl, and we are putting on an awesome, and I do mean awesome, show of skits, songs, and stories. Be there or be square. Hey, you notice how I picked that saying out of the past? Oh, the weather, like I said in my earlier podcast. Now, hey, there's a word from nowadays. The jet stream will be blown in from the west over the Mojave Desert. The jet stream will collide with the warm, dry southern air, which will push this mass to the north, resulting in a warm, dry weekend over Camp Decorah. There won't be none of this funny white stuff lying on the ground. That I can guarantee you. With a weather pattern like this, don't you forget your water bottle and your skeeter dope.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so this is another one of those events that you should get to your families, have them get on their calendars, because we want as many scouts from the council and leaders and everybody else and former scouts there as possible to celebrate. We do have a couple of weekends still upcoming to help get ready. These are all Saturdays in February and March. You can contact Joel Thull for information and to set that up. Starts at 8 a.m. each of those days to help clean up camp, just get ready for this event. And then as far as roundtables, the next roundtable is a month from today, March 10th. We will be back to our 6 scouting communities next month. And so we look forward to seeing all of you then, so that we can keep planning and sharing ideas and connecting with those other units in our community. All right, with that, I will turn it over to Joe for the council minute.
Great. Lots of stuff to be excited about in coming months. 2022 is going to be a great year for scouting. I think we can all feel it. So I just want to do a quick thank you to probably many people that are not in the room right now. So Monday, Valentine's Day, gets us thinking about maybe some of the other people in our lives. And I want to point out that behind every scouter that is able to provide significant volunteerism and time and effort to impact young people is in many cases a supportive spouse at home. And I want to note that we get a lot of individuals that allow you to give your time to scouting, and that we appreciate all those folks in the greater networks as well too. So take some time to thank that other person in your life for the way that they're able to let you give your time to scouting and help make our council a great place.
All right, thank you, Joe. We do have a quick poll. We do value your feedback to help us to make this relevant and meaningful to you. So we're going to get that up. If you could just take a moment to answer a couple of questions for us, we do appreciate it. Do you have something, Zach? No? Okay.
I was getting ready to hit enter on the poll launch.
All right.
So
And we hope to see you all a month from today. It was nice to see everybody with your summer gear. Hawaiian gear gets us thinking a little bit about warmer weather as the snow is flying out there. So thank you very much. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good Super Bowl and Valentine's weekend.
that's what's going to be from now on. Hey, Elizabeth, do you know I can pull this poll information after the meeting, right? I don't have to take it down now.
Correct. We did find that you can do that. Mhm.
All right. All 18 participants.
Did it look like you could pick two answers? Is that true?
I may have set
I'm not
it up
sure.
wrong.
There's a lot of little settings.
I may have, I guess I did do multiple choice because I was thinking there was multiple.
So
that was my brain.
It's okay. So yeah.
Oh, I can share the results.
Oh,
everybody
sure.
see that?
I can't see anything because I'm on, I didn't even get adoption to the poll. I think it's because I'm logged in with the gateway.
You might, how did it
Oh
go?
yeah, you're probably a host.
Mm-hmm. And I thought I recorded it did say recording.
You're still recording, Morgan.
Yeah, you're probably still recording.
Okay, should I stop it?
Yeah, you can stop.